Another thing I kind of stopped doing was like standing and holding the door for extended periods of time.
Oh, interesting.
And these doors in Korea are heavy. I'm sorry, this is off topic, but why are the doors in Korea so heavy? You ever been to the Hyundai and you open that door in the Hyundai? Bro, you're trying to open the door for someone in front of you, and you're like, hold on. Okay, go in first. It's like, nah, man, the doors here are no joke. I'm not even joking. I work out and the doors are heavy for
Gotta
me.
drink some protein powder.
For real, like get some pre-workout in before I go to the Hyundai and open that shit, because that door is not budging.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Shaine. So today I'm going around Seoul and asking foreigners that are living here about habits that they've developed and habits that they've gotten rid of as well. It was really interesting to hear about all the different ways that people are adapting to their lives in Korea. Also, if you're currently studying English, I do English educational live streams Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Korean time. They're free and people find them very helpful, educational, and very fun. So definitely join me Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 p.m. Korean time if you're studying English. Without further ado, let's begin. Hey, how's it going? Where are you from?
Hi, so my name is Shaine and I'm from the Philippines. I currently live in Korea and I do YouTube.
And I interviewed you last time and you said you're actually half Korean, correct?
Yeah. Like my dad is Korean and my mom is Filipino.
Now after having lived here for 2 years, any habits that you've seen yourself acquire? Like you've acquired this habit of doing this or that?
I feel like when I'm with my Korean family, I get a lot more Koreanized.
Yeah.
And then I'm just kind
and what
of
does
like,
that look like? Just like kind of smaller and like
more shy.
Are you? Is it true?
Well, I'm a little bit shy in Korean, I would say. I even say like I'm an ENFJ, I'm an MBTI, but I feel like when I speak in Korean, I turn into like an INFJ. I get like a lot more shy. I guess one thing in the Philippines too, like a lot of people do is like pointing things with their mouth. I don't know if you've heard about this.
What does that mean?
So like, you know, like if you want to say, oh, can you get like that remote over there?
Okay.
Can you get that?
Whoa. Whoa, that's crazy.
We make like a kissy face and like that's like how we point.
That's
at
your
things.
finger.
Yeah, that's our finger. Yeah, we just, can you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that as much anymore, I realize.
Have you tried to do that here and people are like, what on earth are you doing?
Yeah, I tried it once. I didn't realize. I think it was with my boyfriend and I was like, can you get that? And he was like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Interesting. And he's Korean?
He is Korean.
Okay.
Like, who are you making kissy faces at?
Yeah. My name is Jay, and I'm from Texas. Another thing I kind of stopped doing was like standing and holding the door for extended periods of time.
Oh, interesting.
This is something that is so pinnacle, especially in Texas. Like we really care about that Southern hospitality and like basic manners, like, you know, asking people how they're doing, even if they're strangers, or opening the door and not just closing it when they're right behind you. I still hold the door in Korea, and I know other Korean people do, but the length of time that we hold the door is different. In Korea, it's like, okay. But in America, I swear, I'm standing there, I'm like, no, come. I'm like the doorman. I'm legit the doorman in America. I'm holding the door, and these doors in Korea are heavy. I'm sorry, this is off topic, but why are the doors in Korea so heavy? I'm trying to go into a Starbucks and that door is like making me like kind of pull some weight. You ever been to the Hyundai and you open that door in the Hyundai? Bro, you're trying to open the door for someone in front of you and you're like, hold on. Okay, go in first. It's like, nah, man, the doors here are no joke. I'm not even joking. I work out and the doors are heavy for
Gotta
me.
drink some protein powder.
For real, like get some pre-workout in before I go to the Hyundai and open that shit, because that door is not budging.
Hey guys, how's it going? Where are you from?
Hi, I'm from France. I'm from Spain.
I'm also from Spain.
While living here in South Korea, I'm curious about any habits that you've acquired. You've started doing these things you didn't even realize.
When you are eating, also they make like this kind of eating sounds.
Yeah, when eating.
Because they feel like, oh, if I do sounds when I'm eating, it's because I'm enjoying the food so much. So sometimes when I'm with Korean people and they cook for me or something, I sometimes do a bit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're chewing loudly to show them that
Or open mouth
this is
also.
good, you know?
Yeah,
So
it's-
quiet eating means it's not good food, right?
Yeah, it's like you are not crazy enjoying what is it. It's like, oh my god, you have to express it. You're like Korean people think that you have to express it with sounds.
I don't like
That you are
Me
enjoying the
neither,
food.
me neither.
I mean, in my country is like the opposite. You have to be silent
yeah.
and
Is
close
that
mouth.
right? Really? Hey, how's it going? Where are you from?
Nice to meet you. My name is Flower and I am from South Africa.
So how long have you been in Korea?
too long. So long I should be a K-pop star by now. And 한국말 못해요. 10 years.
10 years? Wow, it's a long time.
Yes.
Longer than me.
This is a gross one, but the fact that, I now throw my toilet paper from the toilet in the trash can, not flush it down the toilet.
I love this specific.
Sorry, but, that's the Korean way.
It's so specific.
Gross. Right, but don't you do that too?
You gotta read the sign. Read the sign. If the sign says trash can, you gotta follow the sign.
I mean, I've really had to become a good Korean citizen, just force myself, as gross as I find it, to put it in the trash can if that's what the sign says. In South Africa, we love being barefoot. We love not wearing shoes. Like, I would never wear shoes in South Africa unless I absolutely have to.
Outside or inside?
Inside, outside, like I used to be barefoot all the time back home. I'd go to the shopping center barefoot.
Really?
Yes, really.
Wow.
And this is just a me thing though, not necessarily like I don't think every South African does this, but we're a lot more chilled
but
about
there's people who do that.
Yeah, we're a lot more chilled about that kind of thing. And here it's like a massive, no. So now I'm very diligent about putting on my slippers, inside the house and making sure I'm wearing shoes all the time. Right, yeah.
One thing that I developed in Korea was this pali feeling, this rush that I can't wait for something to happen, right? Like, for example, I might be trying to ride the elevator and the elevator's on the 9th floor and I press that thing and I'm still like, it's been 20 seconds, where is this elevator? And I'm like, it's still not here. And in America, I used to be cool with just waiting and chilling and just using my phone. But now I'm just like, bruh, like, can this elevator be any slower? Korean elevators are fast as hell. That's the funny part. But I'm still more impatient than before. I'm the problem. It's me.
Yeah.
It's not the elevators. So
there's so many cultural differences, specifically between South Africa and Korea. But some basic stuff, the fact that in my bag over here.
Okay. You brought your bag.
I brought my bag, yes.
Okay.
In South Africa, wearing makeup and stuff's not really a very big thing that a lot of women do. We're pretty natural in South Africa. If we put on lipstick, it's like a big deal.
Yeah.
But you will now find that I will not go anywhere in Korea without my makeup bag. And, our little makeup selfie kits. I'm sure everyone knows this one.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm constantly checking myself in the mirror.
Yeah, on the subway.
On the subway, yeah, along with all the local girls. The fact that my bag now I'm never without wet tissue in my bag. And I'm sure a lot of people will relate to this one. The selfie stick.
Oh.
The embarrassing
Do you actually
part.
use that a lot?
I do.
Hey, how's it going? Where are you from?
Hi, really good, thank you. I'm from the UK, London. I feel like here is so safe. I walk back at night. I don't even think about who's around me, if people are following me or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I see people leaving their stuff, like personal stuff, belongings and stuff, on the table or the place they go and just leave. I'm wondering for them, when they come to places like the UK, if they do that, obviously everyone's gonna steal their stuff. So
Yeah, it might be an easy target. So, oh, he's Korean, let's take his phone. He's gonna go to the bathroom soon, right?
That's sad, actually. That's sad. The whole world should be like here, like more open and safe. Yeah.
in America is just quite dangerous in like certain places. So I'm always on my guard because of that. So even if it's like a female that's kind of like walking behind me closely, I'm quite uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Yeah, I hate it.
I don't like it.
Why
When
are you so
someone's
close?
walking behind me and it's like they're matching my speed.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm always kind of, I'm even looking in reflections of the car to see where their eyes are at.
Yeah, or the shadows
That's just
too.
being an American thing, you know?
Yeah, because I'm like, are you trying to mask your sound?
Yeah,
like,
you're
why
trying
the
to
hell
rob
are
me
you
something.
matching my pace?
Right.
Like, man and woman, I don't care. Like, what's going on? Because in America, it's like you can get robbed regardless of your gender, or what you identify
It don't
as.
matter.
This is just my American mindset.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a habit that's improving.
I mean, I definitely started drinking a lot more coffee coming to Korea.
Oh yeah.
It's
Ice-
really bad.
ice Americano.
Ice Americano. Yeah, it's been bad. I've been having like withdrawals and stuff.
Oh really?
Yeah, like when I don't drink coffee, I get headaches.
Wow.
Yeah, because like obviously I have to wake up early for class and everything.
중독.
and- yeah.
The only thing that shocked me, the diversity, which is not that much happening here. Most of the people are obviously Asian, we're in Asia, but I feel like they are just a few tourists. There's not so much diversity compared to London, where everyone's diverse, so much like open. I feel like local people tend to look at tourists a lot more on a curious way, not at all, not bad at all, just on a curious way.
Yeah.
So that's the big difference I see.
Would you say that the diversity helps you to relax more because it's like, okay, well I'm different, but everyone else is different, so we're all the same in that we're all different.
Yeah, so that's what I love about London is that everyone's different, everyone is around, we're living in the same community and no one's looking at no one because everyone's different and that's a great stuff. Then here, when they saw someone different, they look at them. But at least I stand out of the crowd, so...
Yeah, maybe that's a good
right?
thing.
Yeah,
Could be a good
I
thing.
like that.
Well, I'd like to say that I've started to conform to Korea's way of dressing, you know, but as you can see, I'm not. I still very much show my skin. I know that's a big one in Korea, you know, actually showing your chest is the height of being like promiscuous, you know.
Totally
But
normal where you live.
yes, yeah, this is fine. I mean, I got so many looks today on the subway, you know, I'm sure I gave a heart attack to half the old ladies today because I'm showing too much skin.
Maybe that's slowly changing in South Korea though, you think?
I think so, yeah, for sure. Definitely like the younger generation.
You've been here 10 years, you've seen Korea slowly change, eh?
I think I've seen like 4 presidents as well, right? I mean, how many presidents have we been through in this country?
One thing I thought of that I allow in Korea that I wouldn't have done in America or allowed in America was letting people touch me. But when it comes to like, for example, let's say I just finished the workout and like I'm in the gym, I'm cool with the people in the gym, like some of the trainers, whatever. Guys, more specifically. If I'm wearing a tank top that shows my arms or whatever, sometimes they like, you know, touching each other. Like that's just a thing that I've just noticed is just more accepted here. Like guys just touching each other. I've noticed girls linking arms as well, and I think that in the States they do that. But like guys touching each other and being more physical is something I noticed that is a bit more accepted here than in the States.
Yeah.
So I allow it more because it's like not weird. It's like they're like, whoa, your muscles are freaking huge. Like your bicep is gigantic. Can I touch? I'm like, sure, bruh. And then like, wow, man, I want to work hard like you too. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not that weird. Like you get used to it over time.
Yeah.
You feel me? I did have that happen one time where I went somewhere and like I was wearing something that was like more revealing, and the worker there, he was a really cool guy, like just chatting with me. But then he was like, yo, like, can I touch your arm? And I was like, sure. Yeah, really. And he was like, yeah. In the case of like the trainers at like the gym I go to, sometimes we just are so cool and comfortable with each other, and I guess physical touch is one way that people express that closeness with each other, if it's not like in a weird way, obviously. So that's something that I'm like, I'm not trying to have anybody that I don't know touching me in the first place, but like here I'm a bit more open to it just because people are just kind of chill about that type of stuff.
Right. This has been amazing. Thank you so much, Jay.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
See you.
Bye. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Did you enjoy this video? If so, please let me know in the comments down below. Once again, I'm Sean, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.